Tonight we recognize another extraordinary volunteer who works to make the Suncoast a better place for all of us. But this ABC 7 Who Care honoree, Major John Prescott, is not your typical volunteer. You see, he wears a badge and he carries a gun. Prescott works with the Florida Highway Auxiliary Patrol and is driven by a passion to help those in need.
Today, 221, I'll be 400 Sarasota Interstate so far.
After a call to dispatch, Major John Prescott is on duty, hitting the road to keep us all safe. A mission that also applies to his fellow officers.
So you check on other departments whenever you see?
Whenever you see someone stop, we always stop. And usually if they see it right away, they'll give you a thumbs up if they're okay.
After getting that signal, Major Prescott is on his way to I-75. His journey to the Florida Highway Patrol Auxiliary began years ago as a kid with a dream to work in law enforcement. But like many of us,
my career went down a different path. I was in the video business for 35 years.
After retiring, he found a new career as a volunteer with roots to that childhood dream. He became a reserve officer for the Ocean City, Maryland Police Department. And after a move to Florida, began the extensive training needed to become an auxiliary trooper.
For us, we go through the same vetting and the same training process as a full-time trooper.
Just got a call from TMC.
That's at least 320 hours of training. Make no mistake, a real commitment is needed for someone to volunteer as an auxiliary trooper.
Once they find out it can take up to 2 years before you get into uniform, clearly they have to have a passion for wanting to do it.
Over the last 9 years, Major Prescott has turned that passion into nearly 11,000 hours patrolling Suncoast roads. Prescott estimates he helped nearly 300 drivers last year alone. He says assisting after a crash or a tire blowout is the most rewarding part of his work.
So I'm able to go over and basically tell her the worst part of her day is over. I'm going to take care of the rest of it.
You'll also see Major Prescott and his auxiliary troopers helping with traffic control during special events and in the chaos after a hurricane. Prescott's dedication has earned the respect and gratitude of his fellow troopers.
The bottom line here is we're talking about a man who gives up a plethora of his weekends. He leaves his family behind. He dons the uniform, puts a gun on his hip, and comes out to help and support us. Words are not enough to say what he has done for us and continues to do for us.
People have said to me, why would you do this? You know, you're going out there putting yourself in harm's way. You're not getting paid a dime. And I say, well, you know, if I told you that I'd just become a volunteer fireman, you would probably say, oh, good, thanks, that's nice that you're doing that. I guarantee you, every volunteer fireman is in much greater danger and higher risk on every call they go on than I do.